Hi, it's Ned Desmond from Go Fishing again, and I'm here with Scott Robinson, who's an honoree at the Washington Casting Call here on the Potomac River today. He won the award for the Jim Range Conservation Vision Award. Scott's from Georgia, and he's going to tell us a little bit about the projects he's been involved with that led to his award today. How are you, Scott?
Doing great, Ned. Glad to be here.
Good, good. Tell me, what's it all about? You're covering the southeast region for SARP. Can you tell us what SARP is?
Yeah, SARP is the Southeast Aquatic Resources Partnership. We're a group of natural resource agencies, federal agencies, and private interest companies that have an interest in fishing or natural resource management. And we're looking to protect fish habitats all around the southeast region. We really have some incredible aquatic resources in the southeast. We're very proud of those, and we're also want to be very protective of them. I think we face a lot of pressure from human use, and certainly water use and those sorts of things are impacting aquatic habitats, and we want to make sure that we're able to develop and use the aquatic resources in the southeast in a sustainable manner that protects fish and protects fishing.
And this is both sea and fresh, right?
Yeah, we work in the oceans as well as freshwater, from the mountains to the sea, brook trout to sea trout.
Great. That's a good way of describing it.
Yeah.
Now, do you have involvement with the federal side, or is it just state agencies?
I come from state agencies. My career was with Georgia Department of Natural Resources, but yeah, our partnership is state and federal agencies. We have 14 states natural resource agencies involved in the partnership. Also several federal agencies, including the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, NOAA's National Marine Fisheries Service, and several other Atlantic States Marine Fisheries Commission, South Atlantic Council, and several others that are involved in fish habitat protection and restoration.
And is there a particular, so that's the federal legislation that basically helps pull this all together?
Well, the National Fish Habitat Conservation Act is in Congress right now.
Mm-hmm.
We'd love to see more support for it. We need to see the anglers let their representatives know that they support this act, because this is about federal resources being provided at the local level to really protect the critical fish habitats around the country.
Well, you were just telling me a great story about a lake in Georgia, I believe, which is kind of a great example of how it all comes together, how a little bit of federal seed money can really make a huge difference.
Yeah, let me tell you about that. That was Lake Oconee in Georgia. It's in the Altamaha River Basin, which our partnership had identified as an important river basin. It's got a lot of incredible species in it. It's really important to the local economies there. Lake Oconee, beautiful lake. A lot of people want to move out there. So the shorelines are being heavily developed, and the islands are some of the only natural shoreline habitat left for both fish and other wildlife. We put a fairly modest amount, about $20,000 into this project initially. The local managers had identified the erosion of these islands as a management issue out there, and so we put that small amount of money up, and it built from there. We got everybody from Boy Scout troops, Reynolds Plantation, Georgia Power Company put up money. We got an EPA grant also to help fund this work. The Lake Oconee Bassmasters showed up. They brought boats and volunteers, as did Reynolds Plantation golf community there, and went to work. We initially started on one island, and we were able to eventually protect almost all the islands on the lake.
How many islands were there?
I believe there were about 14 islands out there.
Oh, you know what the shoreline was altogether? A few
No,
miles? Or?
no, sure don't.
Okay.
I
But
don't
pretty
know
big
that,
area.
but yeah, pretty good sized area. And again, we just put that small amount of money out there, and people saw that. The local folks care about those resources. They need to know, or want to know, how they can help protect them. And there's a lot of people that are really passionate about that, and we want to provide that opportunity for them to do that kind of work.
Was it mostly the fish habitat they had in mind, or is it the overall beauty of the area?
I think it's the overall beauty and health of the area. Reynolds Plantation, their job is they're a community, golf course community, and what they're interested in is real estate. Their job is selling real estate. But their surveys have shown that the reason people buy real estate on Lake Oconee is because of the natural beauty of the area.
I see.
and their connection to the nature that they can provide. And so they're certainly interested in protecting it from that angle. You know, the anglers are interested in fish habitat protection. And so everybody was able to come together and get to work on this one project that we were able to start with just a little bit of federal money. And that's the kind of resources that the National Fish Habitat Conservation Act can help provide.
So the idea here is it's a partnership, a little bit of federal seed money, and that helps get folks organized and make their own contributions against a common goal like preserving a lake or whatever.
Exactly, preserving fish habitat. You may some of the sportsmen may remember when duck populations plunged back in the 70s and 80s, and the North American Waterfowl Management Plan was founded. It's a very similar concept where they identify some priority habitats, put up a little bit of seed money, and local partners are able to help protect their local environment and their local resources that they care about for fishing or hunting or just outdoor recreation in general.
Could you give us a little sense of what you actually did out on those islands from an engineering perspective? And were you preserving fish habitat specifically, or just generally preserving the shorelines?
Well, there were some specific fish habitats that we were interested in, primarily that important shallow water habitat that's important to, you know, the big sport fish species there, of course, largemouth bass, crappie, bluegill, and striped bass. We were interested in protecting those shallow water habitats where those fish spawn and spend a lot of their time, and so we were able to armor the shorelines of these islands with riprap. Then where it was needed, in some cases that had to be done. In some cases we put up planted native vegetation like bulrush that helps protect shorelines from erosion. We put things like American pondweed in the 2 to 4 feet of water area that provides excellent fish and waterfowl habitat. And then we came a little further off the shore and put in structures, you know, like brush and other types of fish structures to provide that cover.
Have you seen any results yet in terms of the fish population?
Well, we haven't seen measurable results in the change in the fish population, but we are seeing fish using those areas, and we think we will. You know, one of the things, Oconee had a pretty good fish population to begin with. We want to protect it. We want to keep things that are good and make sure they stay good.
Right.
And so that's a big thing about the National Fish Habitat Action Plan, is that we try to be proactive, and we look for places, you know, keep the good places good. Let's keep the good fishing good. Let's don't let it decline first and then call it a crisis and say we've got to fix it. Let's keep those good places good, and I think we're able to do that in Lake Oconee because of some far-sighted local managers and anglers and other people who were able to who saw the problem coming and were able to address it early, and brought the resources together to do that.
And what's your next project? What's on your list?
Gosh, we're working in Mackey's Creek in Mississippi. That's one of the 10 waters to watch now, and important Gulf strain walleye habitat down there. The walleye swim up these streams to spawn. We'd seen some bank degradation, shoreline degradation in these spawning streams for Gulf strain walleye. And so now we're going in there protecting that shoreline, again in some cases using riprap, but where possible we use native vegetation and protect those important spawning sites for a pretty unique strain of walleye that, you know, when you think of walleye, you don't necessarily think of Mississippi. So that's an important angling opportunity in the South for people to be able to fish for walleye, and so that's one of a dozen or so projects that we have out there.
Any coastal projects?
Oh yeah, we got a great one over in the Outer Banks, Jockey's Ridge in North Carolina. Working with the North Carolina Coastal Federation there. They bring out kids to plant seagrasses and do marsh protection. We've also got in the same river basin down on the Georgia coast, on the Altamaha estuary, which is in the same river basin as Lake Oconee. We're doing oyster reef construction down there to protect against shoreline erosion and provide additional habitat for saltwater sport fish.
And all in the same model, small amount of seed money, a lot of local money, a lot of local effort.
As much as possible, you know, in some cases we have to put up more money than others, but we always have those local partners that are absolutely critical to the success of the entire effort.
Well, it's great because those are the folks who are going to benefit, right? So they
You
should be
bet.
ponying up.
We'll all benefit.
That's right.
We'll all benefit. But yeah, we got to have those local folks and those local ties to the community, so that they can help us identify what's most important to them and help us protect it.
Great.
Or maybe a better way to say it is we help them.
Great. Hey, Scott, thanks so much for your time today, and congratulations on your award. I can clearly see why you got it.
Thank you, Ned.
Thanks, Scott.